Hegesias of Cyrene. Hegesias of Cyrene was a Cyrenaic philosopher who lived from 435 BC to 360 BC in Cyrene, Libya. He got taught in the city of Alexandria, Egypt, before he got banned for causing many students to commit suicide due to his book, Death by Starvation. Early life. Hegesias was born into a small community in northwest Cyrene, Libya. His parents' backgrounds and names are unknown, but a large influence on his life is documented, being recognized as Parabades. The philosophy that which Hegesias follows stems from the belief of Aristippus. Aristippus believed heavily in hedonism, being a pupil of the great Socrates. Although his work is very diverse from most philosophy, Hegesias is a lesser-known philosopher with less information about his actual life, with more information about him being partially negative and more about his take on philosophy. Due to this, piecing his childhood and his life together chronologically is somewhat inconclusive. Hedonism. To understand Hegesias as much as one can, you must understand the very much alive belief of hedonism, which Hegesias followed closely until his demise. Hedonism is the philosophical belief that happiness does not exist and life's purpose is to simply avoid all of the bad. This somber belief fueled the idea of Hegesias' book, Death by Starvation. Parabades taught Hegesias in the art of hedonism and influenced almost all of Hegesias' philosophical work and beliefs. Cyrene. Ancient Cyrene was a city on the coast of Libya. It was once a great empire that traded things such as livestock and silphium. The native culture of Cyrene believed that the queen of Thalasse, who was named Kyrene, created and founded the city of Cyrene with the sun god Apollo. Data points to Cyrene and the areas around it being inhabited by humans since the Paleolithic era. Personal beliefs. Hegesias had very interesting and diverse beliefs. According to the Wikipedia article, Hegesias of Cyrene by Tiziano Durandi, it states, "It has been thought by some that Hegesias was influenced by his Buddhist teachings. This implies that Buddhism could have anciently influenced the direction of hedonism and all the sister philosophies. Hegesias' work has been destroyed or lost, so to be able to put his beliefs on a map is quite difficult." Death by Starvation. Examining the life of Hegesias is very difficult without admiring his reputation in the infamous book, Death by Starvation. According to the blog The Most Depressing Book Ever by Spencer McDaniel, Death by Starvation no longer exists due to a saddening premise. One quote given in the blog is, "Some scholars have argued that the book may not have been exactly how Cicero interpreted it. This shows that the only summary of the book still alive to this day might not be as accurate as previously thought. The book, according to the article, goes like this. A man decides to starve himself until he dies. All of his friends tell him not to, but the man goes on a rant about how being dead is better than being alive. He preaches a long list of reasons why death is better, tells all of his friends why and how they should kill themselves, and refutes their objection. As you can see, this book could cause some detachment from living a happy life." Another quote used in the blog is, "The entire book was essentially an argument for why everyone should kill themselves." The book was so influential, in fact, that a lot of students that were learning and reading Hegesias' work committed suicide being so touched by his book. He was eventually banished from teaching and living in the city of Alexandria, Egypt, for the rest of his days by King Ptolemy II Philadelphus. Philosophical biography. Hegesias of Cyrene was frowned upon by most, but his nihilism and hedonism caught the bright eye of Diogenes Laertius. Diogenes was a partially unknown Greek biographer who documented as much of Hegesias' life as he could. On the website anacademic.com, titled Hegesias of Cyrene, some of his biography on Hegesias still prevails. One quote showing his deep interest on Hegesias is, "He followed Aristippus in considering pleasure the objective of man's desire, but the view which he took of a human life was the gloomiest of character." The article follows his life to the closest path ever recorded. Hegesias is described by Diogenes as very pessimistic. He is said to have believed that life is some type of burden and man's only goal is to free themselves from this self-perpetuating burden. Conclusion. In conclusion, Hegesias of Cyrene was a hidden figure due to his irrelevancy and out-of-reach beliefs. Although his philosophy was intuitive and well thought, it was ahead of its time and he was frowned upon for the unintentional killing of his pupils. Hegesias of Cyrene will live on as one of the greatest hedonists and pessimists of all time.